much. This is sort of a beginning for us in Germany, and frankly, we're very excited about it. This last 10 days, we've been around Great Britain and Ireland and Amsterdam, and we've ended up here, and this is an exciting chance to tell some stories for you. He was crazy, of course. From the first, she must have known it. But still she went on with him, and she never once had shown it. And she took him off the street, and she dried his tears of grieving. She listened to his visions, she believed in his believing. Ah, he was a sun, burning bright and brittle, and she was the moon, shining back his light a little. He was a shooting star, she was softer and more slowly. He could not make things possible, but she could make them holy, holy. He was dancing to some music no one else had ever heard. He'd speak in unknown languages, she would translate every word. And then when the world was laughing at his castles in the sky, she'd hold him in her body till he once again could fly. Ah, he was a sun, burning bright and brittle, and she was the moon, shining back his light a little. He was a shooting star, she was softer and more slowly. He could not make things possible, but she could make them holy, holy. She gave him a daughter, and she gave him a son. She was a mother and a wife and a lover. When the day was done, he was too far gone, forgiving love. What he offered in its stead was the knowledge she was the only thing that was not in his head. One morning, towards the rising, the sun's red glow, she knew he was going nowhere, but of course she let him go. And as she stood and watched him dwindle, much too empty to be sad, he reappeared beside her, saying, "You are all I've ever had." Was the sun, burning bright and brittle, and she was the moon, shining back his light a little. He was a shooting star, she was softer and more slowly. He could not make things possible, but she could make them holy, holy. Thank you very much. I suspect of all the songs that I've written over the last 5.5 years, this perhaps would be the most familiar to German audiences. It's a song about that most strange American phenomenon, at least in terms of where it started, the disc jockey, and let's see if you recognize it. Hello, honey, it's me. What did you think when you heard me back on the radio? What did the kids say when they knew it was their long-lost daddy-o? Remember how we listened to the radio, and I said, that's the place to be. And how I got the job as an FM jock the day you married me. It was 2 kids and I was into AM rock, but I just had to run around. It's been 8 years since I left you, babe. Let me tell you about what's gone down. I am the morning DJ at WOLD. Playing all the hits for you, wherever you may be. The bright good morning voice, who's heard but never seen. Drinking the dead on my last big gig, it made my voice go low. They said that they liked the young sounds when they let me go. So I drifted on down to Tulsa, Oklahoma to do me a late night talk show. Now I work my way down home again in a poison Idaho. That's how this business goes. I am the morning DJ at WOLD. Oh well, playing all the hits for you, wherever you may be. The bright good morning voice, who's heard but never seen. Whoa, feeling all the 45, going on 15. Hey Steve, you got the bridge, okay? Sing it with feeling, Jerry Lee Lewis style.
I've been making extra money doing high school sock hops. I'm a big time guest MC. You should hear me talking to the little children and listen what they say to me. I got a spot on the top of my head, just begging for a new toupee, and the time around my butt from sitting on my, but it's never gonna go away. Alright, Steve.
Sometimes I get this crazy dream that I just take off in my car, but you could travel on 10,000 miles, still stay where you are. Thinking that I should stop this jockeying and start that record store. Maybe I could settle down if you take me back once more. Okay, honey, I see. I guess he's better than me. Sure, girl, I understand. You don't have to worry, I'm such a happy man. W-O-L-D, W-O-L-D, W-O-L-D. I am the morning DJ at WDR. Playing all the hits for you, no matter how near or far. The bright good morning voice, who's heard but never seen. Oh, feeling all the 45, going on 15. I am the morning DJ at WOLD. This next song is a song I couldn't have written without Big John playing bass and singing, as you will hear, in a rather extraordinary voice. It's a song about a singer from Dayton, Ohio, whose name is Mr. Tanner. And he's a man who comes to New York City to sing and get reviewed. And I suspect in Germany there are papers sort of like the New York Times. The New York Times in New York is trying to be, you know, very snotty and erudite and high class. And occasionally they're a little bit brutal in the way they treat people. And listen to the story about Mr. Tanner. Mr. Tanner was a cleaner from a town in the Midwest, and of all the cleaning shops around, he'd made his the best. But he also was a baritone who sang while hanging clothes. He bragged the scales while pressing tails and sang at local shows. His friends and neighbors praised the voice that poured out from his throat. They said that he should use his gift instead of cleaning coats. But music was his life, it was not his livelihood, and it made him feel so happy, and it made him feel so good. And he sang from his heart, and he sang from his soul. He did not know how when he sang, it just made him whole. His friends kept working on him to try music out full time. A big debut and rave reviews, a great career to climb. Finally they got to him, he would take the fling. A concert agent in New York agreed to have him sing. And there were plane tickets, phone calls, money spent to rent the hall. It took most of his savings, but he'd gladly use them all. But music was his life, it was not his livelihood, and it made him feel so happy, and it made him feel so good. And he sang from his heart, and he sang from his soul. He did not know how when he sang, it just made him whole. The evening came, he took the stage, his face set in a smile, and in the half-filled hall the critics sat watching on the aisle. But his concert was a blur to him, spatters of applause. He did not know how when he sang, he only heard the flaws. But the critics were concise, it only took 4 lines, and no one could accuse them of being overkind. Mr. Martin Tanner, baritone of Dayton, Ohio, made his town hall debut last night. He came well prepared, but unfortunately his presentation was not up to contemporary professional standards. His voice lacks the range of tonal color necessary to make it consistently interesting. Full-time consideration of another endeavor might be in order. He came home to Dayton and was questioned by his friends, but he smiled and just said nothing, and he never sang again. Excepting very late at night when the shop was dark and closed. He sang softly to himself as he sorted through the clothes. For
very much. This next song is based on the fact that I think, well, a good deal of the entertainment industry these days functions like the dance band on the Titanic did. Now, if you remember that as the ship went down, evidently, the 8 musicians in that band evidently played Nearer My God to Thee and various other hymns. And I think that many of the bands today, including ourselves maybe, function is basically trying to create diversions in the ballroom of the Titanic so that nobody worries about the iceberg outside. And this is a song that comes from our new album, which will be called Dance Band on the Titanic, and it's sort of surrealistically based on that particular night and the events that went on. You got it?
Dance band on the Titanic, sing Near My God to Thee. Icebergs on the starboard bow, won't you dance with me?
My mama stood crying on the dockside, saying, please son, don't take this trip. I said, mama, sweet mama, don't you worry none, 'cause even God couldn't sink this ship. Well, the whistle blew and they turned the screws. He turned the water into foam. Well, our destination, sweet salvation, goodbye home, sweet home. I'm in a dance band on the Titanic, sing Near My God to Thee. The icebergs on the starboard bow, won't you dance with me? We had a trombone and a saxophone, the bass and drums were cooking on the bandstand. I was drumming in the middle with this dude on the fiddle. We were 3 days out from land, and now the foghorns jammed and moaning. It was rolling through the misty night. I heard the lookout shout down, there's icebergs around, but everything's still alright. I'm in the dance band on the Titanic, sing Near My God to Thee. The icebergs on the starboard bow, won't you dance with me? They're burning all the flares for candles in the banquet that they're throwing in first class. And we were blowing waltzes in the ballroom when the universe went crash. Chapin say, women and children and chaplains first. Well, they soon used up all other lifeboats, but there were a lot of us still left on board. That's when I heard the drummer saying, boys, just keep playing now, we're doing this date for the Lord. I'm in the dance band on the Titanic, sing Near My God to Thee. The icebergs on the starboard bow, won't you dance with me? There's a wild-eyed boy in the radio shack, he's the last remaining guest, and he's tapping in a Morse code friend to mama, saying please God SOS. Jesus Christ could walk on the water where a music man will drown. And Nero may have fiddled while Rome burned up, but love is strumming as the ship go down. I'm in the dance band on the Titanic, sing Near My God to Thee. The The iceberg's on the starboard bow. Won't you dance with me? Yeah, I'm in the dance band on the Titanic, singing my God to thee. The iceberg's on the starboard bow. Won't you dance with me? There's a dance band on the Titanic, sing dear my God to thee. The iceberg's on the starboard bow. Won't you dance with me?
Thank you. This song is the one that sort of got things started for us in the United States. About 5 years ago, it came out as a single, and it was too darn long for American radio. It's almost 7 minutes long, but it sort of set a tonality for the rest of these 5 years for us in the sense that it's a story song about me and a rainy night in San Francisco, and see if you can follow the trip. It was raining hard in Frisco. I needed one more fare to make my night. A lady overhead waved a flag me down. She got in at the lights. Oh, where you gone to, my lady blue? It's a shame you ruined your gown in the rain. She just looked out the window. She said 16 Parkside Lane. Something about her was familiar. I could swear I've seen her face before. But she said, I'm sure you're mistaken. And she didn't say anything more. It took a while, but she looked in the mirror. Then she glanced at the license for my name. A smile seemed to come to her slowly. It was a sad smile, just the same. And she said, how are you, Harry? I said, how are you, Sue? Through the too many miles and the too little smiles, I still remember you. It was somewhere in a fairy tale. I used to take her home in my car. We learned about love in the back of a Dodge. A lesson hadn't gone too far. You see, she was gonna be an actress. I was gonna learn to fly. She took off to find the footlights. I took off to find the sky. not much more for us to talk about. Whatever we had once was gone. So I turned my cab into the driveway, past the gate and the fine trim lawns. And she said, we must get together, but I knew it'd never be arranged. Then she handed me $20 for a $2.50 fare. She said, Harry, keep the change. Well, another man might have been angry, and another man might have been hurt, but another man never would have let her go. I stashed the bill in my shirts, and she walked away in silence. It's strange how you never know, but we'd both gotten what we'd asked for such a long, long time ago. You see, she was gonna be an actress, and I was gonna learn to fly. She took off to find the footlights, I took off for the sky. And here she's acting happy inside her handsome home, and me, I'm flying in my taxi, taking tips, getting stoned. I go flying so high when I'm stoned. Thank you. Appreciate that. This next song is dedicated to all the spastic guitar players in Cologne. There must be a club here or something. This is living proof of how much I need the guys in the group. And, well, listen. The very day I purchased it, I christened my guitar as my monophonic symphony, 6-string orchestra. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In my room I'd practice late, they'd leave me alone. My mother said, you're nothing yet to make the folks right home. Oh, I'd play it all the talent nights, I'd finish, they'd applaud. Some called it muffled laughter, I just figured they were on. So I went up for an encore, but they screamed they'd had enough. Maybe I just need a group to help me do my stuff. And so I dream a bass will join me and fill the bottom in. Maybe now some lead guitars so it would not sound so thin. I need some drums to set the beat and help me keep it tight. And way back in the distance, some strings would sound so fine. Come on, piano, and we'd all play together like fine musicians should. And it would sound like music, and the music would sound good. And I would go along stuck with that same old formula of the monophonic symphony, 6 strings. Please have some respect, I'm about to do my solo. Orchestra. Do it, fingers. Eat your goddamn heart out, Eric Clapton. Sheesh, if that's all you want, I know all of his stuff. I shot the sheriff, Layla. Oh, I write love songs for
I write love songs for my favorite girl and sing them soft and slow. But before I get to finish, she says she has to go. She's nice and says, excuse me, I've got to find a bar. I think I need refreshment, for I hear you play guitar. Oh, I sent a demo tape I made to the record companies. Two came back address unknown, one came back COD. I'm taking guitar lessons, but my teacher just took leave. It was something about a breakdown and needing a reprieve. And so I dream a bass will join me and fill the bottom in. Maybe now some lead guitars, so it would not sound so thin. I need some drums to set the beat and help me keep in time. And way back in the distance, some strings would sound so fine. I need all the help I can get. We'd all play together like five musicians should. And it would sound like music, and the music would sound good. And I'll no longer stuck with that same old formula of the monophonic symphony, six string orchestra.
Thank you. This is a song about an old railroad town and an old man who's staying in an old station where very few trains come through anymore. I don't know how the health of the railroads are here in Germany, but in the United States, many places, there's just the remnants of a railroad line. And it's a song about an old man who has a dream and a young man who ends up by taking it on. It's called Corey's Coming. Old John Joseph was a man with two first names. They left him in the railroad yard when they took away the trains. And only one run a week comes on roaring down that line. So all he got to worry about is time. He sits in the brick house, his hands out to the fire, moving through his memories of love and desire, telling me the stories of the glories of his past. But he always says the story of his Corey for the last. And he says my Corey's coming, I no more sad stories coming. A midnight moonlight morning glories coming on you, girl. And like I told you, when she holds you, she enfolds you in her world. I'd come by in the evening to find out where he'd been. He'd say, come on, sit down, kid, where shall I begin? And I'd say, you know my favorite, though you know I like the rest, but I love the way you tell me of your Corey the best. And so I'd hear his lifelong love recreated by his tongue. He'd turn back the years, she'd seem forever young, though the other stories changed as they rode through his head. He'd say the same words about Corey just before he went to bed. And then he'd send me away, and he'd be smiling as he said, can't you see my Corey's coming? I know more sad stories coming. A midnight moonlight morning glories coming on you, girl. And like I told you, when she holds you, she enfolds you in her world.
much surprised to find out all the places that he knew. So I asked the townsfolk if his stories were true. Well, they said old John was born here, he's lived here all his life. Never had a woman, let alone a wife. And very soon you'll find out, as you check around, that no one named Chorus ever lived in this town. So I chided the old man about the truth that I had heard. Well, he smiled and said, reality, it's only just a word. Can't you see my chorus coming? I know more sad stories coming. A midnight moonlight morning glories coming on you, girl. And like I told you, when she holds you, she enfolds you in her world. I came by one evening, but it did not hear my shout. I looked in the window and I saw the fire was out. When he would not wake up, I forced in the door, and I found that old John Joseph would tell stories no more. There was the scene at the graveyard, just 3 of us were there. There was me and the grave digger, and we heard the parson's prayer. He said, we need not grieve for this man, for we know that God cares. They put the cold dirt over him and left me on my own. When at last I looked up, I saw I was not alone. Standing there in silence with a shawl around her head was a beautiful young woman. I remember what she said. Is that John Joseph there? I nodded my head, yes. That brought a soft smile from her. She said it's time he got some rest. So I said, if you're a relative, he had a peaceful end. That's when she said, my name is Corey. You can say I'm just a friend. Corey's coming. No more sad stories coming. A midnight moonlight morning glories coming on you, girl. And like I told you, when she holds you, she enfolds you in her world. Story, I'm glad you came tonight. You see, you busted down old railroad yard, sure makes a lonely sight. You may wonder why a young man would work out here alone. Well, the job pays enough to keep some flesh on my bones. And I confess I get to missing the old man a bit. And there's one other reason I guess I could admit. Can't you see my chorus coming? I know more sad stories coming. A midnight moonlight morning glories coming on you, girl. Yes, and like he
think anybody with one ear in their head, and that one half gone, would realize that about 95% of the music up here is coming from the people around me. And I've got the perfect song to introduce everybody with. It's a song about an old black, blind, blues street preacher and guitar picking man from way down south in the United States. And the role of the old black, blind, blues street preaching man is played by our bass player, Big John Wallace. Now the role of the young white city punk, wet behind the ears, green around the gills guitar player who wants to learn some of the old man's licks is played by our lead guitarist and occasional sex symbol, former divinity student gone to hell, Dougie Hot Licks Walker. Now, this song is our attempt at being funky, so we've assigned the role of Mr. Funk to the percussionist in this group who looks 17, acts 13, and is actually 9. But he plays with all the wisdom of the ages. How he feels on drum. Now the role of the father of the young white city punk, wet behind the ears, green around the gills guitar picker, is played by the gentleman in this group that is our producer. Man I've known for 30 years because he's my brother. I'm piano, my brother Steve Chapin, the father. Last but not least, we've got the class coefficient, the man who makes this group sound a little bit different. Frankly, he's one of the finest cellists in North America, Mr. Kim Skov. And that makes you folks out there the Greek chorus. Now, you know about theater, right? Aristophanes and Sophocles. And you folks are sort of like those women robed in black who would stand at the side of the stage commenting on the action and occasionally moaning, okay? So if you want to moan or groan or comment on the action, this is the song to do it. The story about the old blues man. Well, the kid heard the word up in Brooklyn. He was a second year of medical school. He went and stashed some jeans into his guitar case. His father said,
"Yeah, Mabel, that kid of yours is a fool."
He jumped on board a Greyhound bus. It took him 2 days to get to Mobile. And though it took 2 more weeks to track the old man down, he never doubted that the rumor was real. And then the old man stood by the storefront. He had a white cane hanging from his belt, and he was bending the steel of his guitar strings, so it seemed like the metal had to melt. He was the last of the street corner singers in his final years of doom. The voice in his throat was like a bullfrog throat. Yes, it's he who invented the blues. To play the blues, boy, you got to live 'em, got to choose, boy. You know you got to give 'em, got to start sweet, like a slow blues rhythm, like a heartbeat. You'll always be with them when you're married to the blues, boy. Your guitar is your wife. It's like that fine old woman who your people keep alright. Alright, old man. The kid walks up past the blind man, and his hand was bent to put his guitar away. You know, the old man heard him and said, "Who are you?" "Well, I'm the kid you're gonna teach to play, Dad." That old man laughed, but the kid kept talking about how he'd help him get on around. That's when the old man said, "Well, I don't need no fool to get me where in the hell I'm bound." Well, the kid thought about that for a while, and then he said, he nods his head with a great big grin and said, "Where do we
begin. That's when the old man says,
if you say it with me, this is how it's got to be.
tell on. To play the blues, boy, you got to live and got your dues, boy. You know you got to give and got to start sweet like a soul blues with a black heartbeat. You'll always be with them when you're married to the blues, boy. Your guitar, where's your wife? Is it like that fine old woman who you're faithful to for life?
Listen, boy, you know I ain't no guru. I'm just a blind black preacher man. My guitar is my gospel child. I preach it with my picking hand. I ain't gonna be no witness, a black father to an albino son.
Ah, that's okay to get up and say,
You know I just wanna pick it like a son of a gun. That ain't no damn pipe right here playing. You gotta caress it like a woman. Slow and easy. Like this old man. No. Who plays the blues like Machine Gun Kelly? 500 notes to the bar. You wanna stay with me, Tucker? Learn what the blues really are. Come on, let's get going. It's time to blow this town. Gotta make the breeze in Nashville town. We got love by my mouth.
so the key to the hand of the old blues man to lead them all around the South. Now it's the old man's turn to make the white boy learn.
You don't play guitar with your mouth.
To play the blues, boy. You got to live and got your dues, boy. You know you got to give them, got to start sweet like a soul blues rhythm, like a heartbeat. You'll always be with them when you're married to the blues, boy. Your guitar, where's your wife? Is it like that fine old woman who you're faithful to for life?
Come on, boy, let me hear you stick.
Thank you very much. This next song is sort of a strange one. I have to explain a little bit. Do you have blind dates in Germany now? In other words, if you've got an empty night, and your boyfriend has got a girlfriend or another one, and you call up and you maybe go out with somebody who you've never seen before, and sometimes it turns out okay, and sometimes you got a date that's, you know, you never know what you're going to get. Well, this song is about 100 years ago in the United States, when they did it a little more seriously, because what happened was that a lonely farmer or somebody from the Great Plains states out in the West, there weren't very many women out there, and he would take out an advertisement in maybe a paper in New York or Baltimore or Philadelphia or Boston or Washington, and in it would say, wanted, young lady interested in a marriage with a young man, 6'2", handsome, blonde, blue eyes. You know, he'd lie a little bit. He might be 4'1", you know. And maybe a girl, lonely herself, working at a garment factory for 12 hours a day would say, this is not the life for me. And she'd send a letter out to him, maybe with a picture taken on a very good day. And they would start a correspondence back and forth. And finally, after 6 months or so, they decide to get married, sight unseen. So imagine the following scene. Young man, our ages, standing at a railroad depot in a flat plain. The railroad depot is nothing more than a watering hole beside a single track across the prairie. And he's looking at the horizon eastward where there's a thin column of smoke going straight up in the motionless August air. At the bottom of that column is a tiny little train that is gradually growing larger. And on that train is only one single passenger. Mail order Annie, come to find her husband. I did not think it could be you, but you're the only one that got off the train. So you must be my wife, Miss Annie Halsey. Yes, yes, guess I am your husband. Hello, I'm Harry Crane. Mail order Annie, never mind your crying. Your tears are sweet rain in my empty life. Mail order Annie, can't you see I'm trying to tell you that I'm glad you're here. You are the woman who's come to be my wife. You know you're not as pretty as I dreamed you'd be, but then I'm not no handsome fancy dad. And out here looks really not important. No, no, it's what's inside a woman when she's up against the land. Mail order Annie, never mind your crying. Your tears are sweet rain in my empty life. Mail order Annie, can't you see I'm trying to tell you that I'm glad you're here. You are the woman who's come to be my wife. You know it's not no easy life you're entering. The winter wind comes whistling through the cracks there in the sod. You know you'll never have too many neighbors. There's you, girl, and there's me, and there's God. You know I'm just a dirt man from the North Dakota plains. You're one girl from the city who's been thrown out on her own. And I'm standing here not sure of what to say to you, except in mail order Annie, let's you and me go home. Mail order to tell you that I'm glad you're here. You are the woman who's come to be my wife. Thank you. This next song is probably the strangest thing I've ever written. It's a country and western song I wrote for Johnny Cash to sing, but he was too damn busy with his Amoco gas. And I've had to do it myself, but maybe I can get Big John to help me out on this song. You in the mood, Big John? All right. And a little country and western guitar from you, Dougie. Is that possible? And can you play any country fiddle on that thing? All right, old country, yeah, I can see what you mean. Steve, you can play some barrel roll piano part, I hope. Okay, well, this is going to be a real clodbuster, I can tell you right now. This song needs your help when we get to the third chorus. Now, John will teach it to you, I'll teach it to you, but I would like a little out of you, okay? You've been getting all this for free, so now you got to do something.
It's worth every penny.
Okay, here's the song. It was just after dark when the truck started down the hill that leads into Scranton, Pennsylvania, carrying 30,000 pounds of bananas. Yes, there were 30,000 pounds
of banana.
That's your part, okay? He was a young driver, just out on his second job, and he was carrying the next day's pasty fruit for everyone in that Coast Guard city where children play without despair. Backyard slack piles and folks manage to read each day. Just about 30,000 pounds of bananas. Yes, there were 30,000 pounds. Hit it, Big John.
Of banana.
You got it from here on out, okay? Just goes, oh, bananas. You got that? The sign that he should have seen, saying shift the low gear a $50 fine, my friend. He was thinking perhaps about the warm-breath woman who was waiting at that journey's end. Started down the 2-mile drop, the curving road that wound from the top of the hill. He was pushing on through the shortening miles, wound down to the depot, just a few more miles to go. He'd go home and have her ease that long cramped day away in the smell of 30,000 pounds. Your turn. Yes, there were 30,000 pounds. Louder, please. All right. Now this is where the song picks up a momentum and excitement. and he smeared for 400 yards along the hill that leads into Scranton, Pennsylvania. Almost 30,000 pounds. You guessed it, one more time. Sound like the Mormon tubercular choir out there. You see, the man who told me about it on the bus as it went up the hill out of Scranton, Pennsylvania, shrugged his shoulders, shook his head, and he said, and this is exactly what he said as closely as I can reproduce it for you now. He said, and I quote, "It sure must have been something. Just imagine 30,000 pounds of bananas. Yes, there were 30,000 pounds of mashed bananas. Bananas, sing it with us. Bananas, louder. Bananas, move it up. Bananas up. Bananas up. Bananas up. Can help us with a countdown on this next song? It's very simple. It goes 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that too complicated? You can handle it? Okay, let's warm up on it just to see if you're there. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now wait a sec, guys. I gotta tell you, that is not like a classy musical program like this. That's like one of those teeny bopper programs where they get about 40 wimpy 13-year-olds sitting in there and they all go, yeah. No. I want a little oomph, okay? I want you to raise the roof about a foot, okay? I want a little enthusiasm. You think you can do that a little louder? Scare the technicians. These guys are going to sleep for an hour now, and I want you to count so loud that it buzzes their ears, okay? Give them a verbal goose. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. You couldn't handle it. The German educational system isn't that good these days, huh? Okay, last time. Now this is for real. And this time, you've got to energize the musicians because they occasionally use chemical additives and they need all the help they can get, okay? Are you ready for this?
Don't fuck up.
Here we go. That's a technical term used in the American musical business. It has nothing to do with anything you might think it does. Okay, here we go. Loud now. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Thank you. Child arrived just the other day. He came to the world in the usual way, but there were planes to catch and bills to pay. He learned to walk while I was away, and he was talking before I knew it. And as he grew, he'd say, I'm gonna be like you, Dad. You know I'm gonna be like you. And the cat's in the cradle and a silver spoon. Little boy blue and the man in the moon. When you're coming home, Dad, I don't know when. We'll get together then, son. You know we'll have a good time then. My son turned 10 just the other day. He said, thanks for the ball, Dad. Come on, let's play. Can you teach me to throw? I said, not today, I got a lot to do. He said, that's okay, and he walked away, but he smiled never dimmed and said, I'm gonna be like him, yeah. You know I'm gonna be like him. And the cat's in the cradle and a silver spoon. Little boy blue and the man in the moon. When you're coming home, Dad, I don't know when. We'll get together then, son. You know we'll have a good time then.
really like that is to borrow the car keys. See you later, can I have them, please? And the cat's in the cradle and a silver spoon. Little boy blue and the man in the moon. When you're coming home, son, I don't know when. We'll get together then, Dad. You know we'll have a good time then. Well, I've long since retired, my son's moved away. Called him up just the other day. Said I'd like to see you if you don't mind. He said I'd love to, Dad, if I can find the time. You see, my new job's a hassle and the kids have the flu, but it's sure nice talking to you, Dad. It's been sure nice talking to you. And as he hung up the phone, it occurred to me he'd grown up just like me. My boy was just like me. And the cat's in the cradle and a silver spoon. Little boy blue and the man in the moon. When you're coming home, son, I don't know when. We'll get together then, and you know we'll have a good time then. Thank you. This next and last song. This next song has become sort of the Chapin theme song. I wrote it for my brother Tom, who's got a TV show in the United States. It's a children's show that's for 6 to 11-year-old speed freaks, and a lot of quick cutting. It ran for 5 years, and it won an Emmy Award and a Peabody Award the last year it ran. That's why they cancel it the next year. They do that in American TV. But the song is very simple, and it was recorded by a group called the New Seekers, who had a giant hit with it, I guess. They got to be a #1 in England and #2 in France, and I don't know how it did in Germany. All I know is when I released it in the United States, it got to number 538 with an anchor. But anyway, it's a song we love to sing and like to get maybe you even to help us out. It goes like this. All my life's a circle, sunrise and sundown. The moon rolls through the nighttime till the daybreak comes around. All my life's a circle, but I can't tell you why. The season's spinning round again, the years keep rolling by. It seems like I've been here before, I can't remember when, but I got this funny feeling that we'll all get together again. There's no straight lines make up my life, and all my roads have bends. There's no clear-cut beginnings, so far no dead ends. You got it, Steve, sing it with feeling. I found you 1,000 times, yes, you've done the same, but then we lose each other, it's just like a children's game. As I find you here again, thought runs through my mind, our love is like a circle, let's go round one more time. All my life's a circle, sunrise and sundown. The moon rolls through the nighttime till the daybreak comes around. All my life's a circle, but I can't tell this song. Jeff Gross, Mike Solomon, come on out of here. I want you to stand up at this microphone and show that amateurs can sing this song. Now, do you know the lyrics?
Got the album at home, Harry.
Okay, anytime you're ready. You want to give him a countdown to get him excited? Okay, give him a countdown. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
All my life's a circle, sunrise and sundown.
Simon and Garfunkel.
Goes through the nighttime till the daybreak comes around.
Seals and Crofts.
All my life's a circle.
Willie Brandon, Helmut
I
Schmidt.
can't tell you why. The seasons spinning round
Sears
again.
and Roebuck.
The years keep rolling by.
The Righteous Brothers, all right. Now, if they can sing it, you can, right? But just for more conclusive proof, there's been a guy hiding behind his cello all night. You want to hear the cello player sing this song? Come on, Kim, stand up and sing this thing. You know it now? He's got many of the same moves as Mick Jagger does. Electric excitement, animal and magnetism, do it.
All my life's a circle, sunrise and sundown. The moon rose through the nighttime till the daybreak comes around.
Okay, everybody, all my life's a circle. All my life's a circle. Sunrise, sunrise and sundown. The moon rose through the nighttime. The moon rose through the nighttime. Till the daybreak comes around. All my life's a circle. I can't tell you why. The seasons spinning round again. The years keep rolling by. And the years keep on rolling by. Thank you, we love you. Thank you all very much. Is that an encore you guys wanted? If the group will come out again, maybe we'll do one more for you, if that's all right. Guys, are you here? This is a song that's about my earlier days as an odd job man. I would take any kind of job to make some money, right? But occasionally a surprise happened. So if you're willing to listen closely, you might find that the payoff is worth the journey. Odd job man. Start us out. I give part-time help. I'm the odd job man. I can't do what I want, so pump, and he says, I need some odd jobs done. Can you get off from this dump? Well, I can always use some extra bread, so I nod and take the job. When he says, clean up before you come, I do not hire slobs. Now you can see I'm not no fancy pants, but everyone has pride, and especially since this lovely lady is sitting by his side. Still something keeps my trap shut, and I nod again, all right. And he gooses his Mercedes, and he squeals off in the night. I get part-time help, I'm the odd job man. Can't do what I want, so I do what I can. And I tell you now, so that you will understand, you get just what you pay for from the odd job man. I find his place the next morning. It's more a palace than a band, and it kind of makes my pickup truck start looking pretty bad. But the same lady swings the door back, and before one word is said, she leads me to his trophy room where he sits with his stuffed hens. He's got this list of jobs for me to do while he's out of town, and he says, I'm too damn busy, boy, the way I move around. So I start to figure prices when he says, it's time you learn, when you're dealing with a gentleman, you get just what you earn. I can get part-time help, I'm the odd job man. Can't do what I want, so I do what I can. And I tell you now, so that you will understand, you get just what you pay for from the odd job man. I set to work that weekend, fixing up some stairs, when I feel that someone's watching me, and I see she's standing there. She says, I like to watch you work, you have such supple hands. She says, can I help you? And I say, maybe you can. Well, she looks me in the eyes, boys, and I admit I looked a little lower. That's when she starts breathing faster, and I start working slower. You see, when you have a helper with her attitude and grace, you start putting lots of extra hours working around the place. Part-time help, I'm an odd job man, and I can't do what I want, so I do what I can. Well, that month or two soon come and gone without my odd jobs all done. Who should pull up to the pump but the long-lost prodigal son? And he says, here's $100, boy, and pulls the bill off from his wad. He starts to hand it over like a gift comes straight from God. I say, that's just $1 an hour, sir. He says, that's what I pay for jerks. Admit that almost blew my cool, but I staggered back to work. You see, most times when it's said and done, there's justice to this life. Because what that man had done to me, I'd done to his wife. Oh, I get part-time help, I'm the odd job man. Can't do what I want, so I do what I can. And I'll tell you now, so that you will understand, you get just what you pay for from the odd job man. Thank you. Thank you. Let me do that other one I was telling you about. This is a song about how I met my wife. I was giving guitar lessons back in the days where I used that as a social means to get girls into my room. And this one turned out a little more serious than I thought it would. I come fresh from the street, fast on my feet, kinda lean and lazy. Not much meat in my bones and a whole lot alone, more than a little bit crazy. The old 6-string was all I had to keep my belly still, and for each full hour lesson they gave, I got a crisp $10 bill. You see, she was married for 7 years to a concrete castle king. She said she wanted to learn to play the guitar and to hear her children sing. So I'd show up about once a week in my faded tan leg jeans, with a backlog full of hobo stories and a dilapidated dream. She said, I want to learn a love song full of happy things. She said, I want to learn a love song, won't you let me hear you sing? She said, I want to learn a love song, wanna hear you play. She said, I want to learn a love song before you go away. So I tried to teach her a couple of chords and an easy melody, but it always turned out she'd rather listen to my guitar and me. I could hear her old man laughing in the den, playing stud poker with the boys, while I sang so soft in the living room, too scared to make much noise. I came one week and the den was dark, and she met me at the door, and we sat on the couch and we sang and talked till I could not sing no more. You know the silence kept on building, her eyes grew much too wide, and I could hear both of our heartbeats, but there was no place to hide. She said, I want to learn a love song full of happy things. She said, I want to learn a love song, won't you let me hear you sing? She said, I want to learn a love song, wanna hear you play. She said, I want to learn a love song before you go away. You know what happened